Okay, so I have to write this one because I've been sitting on it for weeks and I genuinely cannot figure out if I'm the villain here or if I've been right to be mad this whole time. Real quick before I get into it, if this is your first time here, hit subscribe. It's free. It takes 2 seconds. And honestly, by the end of this, you're gonna want to know what happened. Next. All right, here we go. So my daughter's 21. Her boyfriend's 24. They've been together 2 years, which at their age is basically forever, and it's serious. Like, I'm quietly Pinteresting wedding stuff. Serious, even though nobody said that word yet. He came here from Mexico when he was 3 years old, so he's basically as American as my daughter is. Grew up here, went to school here, the whole thing. I need you to know that part up front because what I'm about to tell you made me question stuff I never in a million years thought I'd question. And it is not about where he's from. I promise you it's not. Took me a while to even be sure of that myself, honestly. Here's the actual thing. In 2 years and 2 full years, I have never seen this kid eat. Not once, not a bite, not a nibble, nothing. And look, at first I thought, okay, I'm being dramatic. I'm one of those moms who reads too much into things. So I started actually watching, on purpose, every holiday, every Sunday dinner. That one random Tuesday in March when they came by for leftover pasta confirmed it. Every time. Not one single bite in front of another human being. He's thin. Not scary thin, though. Not the kind that makes your stomach drop when you look at him. He lifts weights, he's got energy, he seems fine health-wise, at least on the outside, which honestly just made the whole thing more confusing, not less. So here's what happens every time, and I mean every single time. We go out to eat. Full meal, sometimes an appetizer on top of it. Food shows up, and then he does this whole thing. Cuts it up into little pieces, moves it around the plate. Makes it look like something's been happening to it, you know? Like he's actually eating. Then right before we leave, box it up, he says, gonna give this to someone who needs it. A shelter. A guy at work. Whoever. Every time. I could set a clock to it at this point. I let it go for a long time. Figured, fine, maybe he's just generous. Maybe there's a reason, not my business. Then it started happening at my house, and that's when I stopped being able to just let it go. I'm talking 4 hours in my kitchen. Because I want him to feel like part of the family, you know? He takes a full plate, cuts it up, pushes it around so it looks messed with, and then later, and I only found this out by accident, he scrapes the entire thing into my trash can. All of it, gone. Sit with that for a second, because I had to. The restaurant thing already bugs me because that's real money. Gone into a box that probably doesn't make it to any shelter. We've had waiters come back to the table looking genuinely worried, asking, is everything okay? Do you want us to remake it? And he just smiles, says it's perfect. Thank you so much, which somehow makes it worse. Now some poor waiter's worried about him and I'm sitting there like a fool, smiling along, knowing something's off and not saying a word. I finally hit my limit after his birthday a few weeks back. Almost $200 on a dinner that ended up, once again, entirely in a to-go box. I pulled my daughter aside after just us and I said, look, if he doesn't want to eat, fine. That's between him and his body. I'm not trying to control a grown man's plate, but can we please stop ordering full meals he has zero plans of touching? Stop taking full plates at my house that just go in the trash. That's it. That's all I want. And her answer just, I didn't see it coming. She goes, Mom, in his culture it's rude to turn down food when it's offered. I'm not going to ask him to be rude. I sat there for a second just kind of blinking at her, because from where I'm standing, the rude thing is wasting hundreds of dollars and hours of my cooking. Over and over for 2 years, and never once just being straight with us about why. That's the disrespect in my mind, not the eating, the hiding. Okay, and I haven't told this part to anyone, not even my husband, because I genuinely wasn't sure I had any right to go looking. About a week after that conversation, curiosity just got the better of me. He said he was heading out to his car during a get-together. A few minutes later, I'm at the kitchen sink and I glance out the window. He's sitting in his car, alone, in my driveway, eating a protein bar. Fast, almost. Like he's scared someone's gonna walk up and catch him. That image it rearranged everything in my head. This wasn't some picky guy messing around with expensive food for fun. Something in this kid genuinely does not let him eat in front of people. Full stop. And the cutting, the rearranging, the whole donation story. That's not generosity. That's a cover. A really well-practiced one. I didn't say anything that day. Went back to my dishes like I hadn't seen a thing. Because the way he ate in that car, quick, careful, kind of ashamed almost, told me this was not a driveway conversation. So I did some digging, quiet digging, softer questions instead of the accusing kind. And what came out over the next few weeks was a lot more than culture or manners. There's history there. Turns out there was a stretch of his childhood where food wasn't guaranteed, where eating in front of certain people meant risking somebody deciding you didn't need your chair after all. So the safe thing, the thing that kept you fed and kept people from asking questions, was learning to look like you'd eaten. Every time, automatically. Even when you're 24 and safe and nothing bad is gonna happen anymore. My own daughter didn't even fully know this until I started asking better questions, and she started asking him better ones too. He's never called it a phobia, not once. He calls it a habit. But once you hear where a habit like that actually comes from, it stops sounding weird and starts sounding like a survival thing that just never got the memo it can stand down now. So now I'm sitting here basically rewriting the whole story in my head. I walked into this thinking I had a boyfriend who wastes food and doesn't respect what goes into a home-cooked meal. And I'm walking out out of it wondering if I spent 2 years quietly resenting a kid for something that was never actually about disrespect at all. I still don't know what to do about the actual waste, though. That part's still real. The restaurant money's real. The hours of cooking in the trash, that's real too. My frustration wasn't made up. I just had the reason for it completely wrong. So here's my actual question, and I want the honest answer, not the nice one. Would I be the jerk if I stopped inviting him to restaurant meals, specifically when just the restaurant bar, while still having him over for home-cooked dinners, and instead just sat him down myself, one-on-one, and told him he doesn't have to perform for us, that he's safe in my house, nobody's taking his plate, nobody's judging what's on it or what isn't. All I actually want is honesty instead of a show. Or is that still me making his relationship with food my business, when maybe it was never mine to manage in the first place? I genuinely don't know. So tell me, am I the jerk here? And if you made it this far, subscribe, because something tells me this family's gonna give me more than one reason to come back with an update.